We all felt an enormous sense of relief as well as other emotions when the Prime Minister last week, as I'm recording this, talked about his roadmap for the future. Just the start, the glimpse of a return to a life of greater freedoms than have been possible for some time. And that's right and proper that we feel that, amongst all the mixed emotions we feel about those who've gone from our lives as a result of this awful illness and all those other things, the sense that there is just that hope into the future. All that's really, really good. What I want to talk a little bit about today, though, is the fact that Jesus in his life also calls us into a new way of seeing things. It is, of course, such an important part of Jesus's teaching and ministry. Time and again, he says, you've always seen things like that. Well, what about this? You'll see here that I have what I think is a lovely image. It was created by a friend of mine, and it's a sort of modern icon, if you will, and it's clearly of Mary and Jesus. It's clearly Mary and Jesus, but of course, to many of us who are accustomed to that image looking a bit different, it's seeing things differently. For many people, of course, that's exactly how they would see a mother and child in certain parts of the world. But not for most of us, if we're being honest, in Britain. It does, therefore, give us an opportunity, as Jesus has always encouraged us, to see things differently. Clearly Mary and Jesus, but we don't often see them that way. In that case, cast as an African mother with her child. As we move forward into the next few months, the next few years even, that seeing things differently is going to be really important as we come out of this time of pandemic into a new future. And I hope an image like that will become something that isn't as unusual to us, that we do see things differently, and that we also increasingly come to value different perspectives on life. Because for some people, that image would be quite commonplace, quite normal. For those of us who do take that encouragement and that inspiration to see things differently, we know we're being called through our life as Christians, through our study of scriptures, for our prayers, from that time when we're all able again to come together and share the sacramental life of the church fully. We know that, yes, we'll go back to many of the things that we know and love, but we also know that we're being called to see things differently. And as we do that, being called into new ways of being, as well as those things that we know only too well. So I hope that, like me, you love that image. I hope it encourages you in your faith. And I hope that with me, over the weeks and months ahead, as we see things differently, we do so, seeing God calling us to have a fresh perspective on things as he calls us into new, confident hope, walking in the way of Jesus. Thank you.